Finally sharing their story of survival. 41 migrants rescued last week after days of drifting at sea. They were in waters between Italy and Libya as their overcrowded ship capsized. As many as 500 drowned. This comes about a year after one of the worst disasters in the Mediterranean. CCTV's Dan Williams reports from Greece, where the survivors were taken.
A year ago, the world reacted with shock as it emerged that some 700 people, refugees and migrants, had died off the coast of Libya. But here we are, forward wind 1 year, and it would appear that a similar tragedy has once again occurred. Of course, over the weekend, reports had started to emerge that a tragedy, a disaster of that kind of size had indeed once again happened. But those stories could not be substantiated straight away. The coast guards in Greece and Italy could not substantiate these stories of 400 or 500 refugees and migrants dying and drowning out to sea. But over the last couple of days, the United Nations Refugee Agency, as well as the International Organization of Migration, have been interviewing each of the 41 survivors, and they are now certain that that kind of tragedy of that kind of scale did in fact take place.
They were being transferred by the smugglers who were in command of their boat to a larger vessel that was already carrying hundreds of people. And while they were doing this in the middle of the sea at night, the bigger vessel went down, and all the people, practically all of those who were on board, drowned.
Well, if confirmed, this will be the worst tragedy of its kind for a year. And the UN Refugee Agency have also called on Europe's leaders in order to open more regular pathways into Europe for the refugees, for asylum seekers, in order to stop the human trafficking and, of course, also stop this loss of life. Dan Williams, CCTV, Olympia.